Good afternoon, everybody. I just realized as I was as I came back from making my coffee and getting my water, I realized that the Spotify songs that the Spotify playlist was on like its lowest volumes, which I usually do uh to like fade in and out of the opening and ending sequence that I've got to this. But I didn't realize that I had forgot to turn the volume up, so y'all had some really, really low volume. Though to be fair, the music is just basic, um, copyright-free lo-fi stuff. Cal, hello, welcome. You got in there fast. You are also the first commenter of the day. So how's your Friday starting out? It's Friday, right? It's Friday, right? It is Friday. I'm not hallucinating. It is Friday. God, I hope I'm not. I am fairly certain today is Friday. I could look at a calendar. I'll look at a calendar. What's it say? My phone says Friday. Yes, it is Friday. And my oldest niece Briar is at this place called Medieval Times. I'm so jealous. I've never been to Medieval Times, but I want to. I want to go so bad. Um like that's like sort of like the Ren Fair. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of Medieval Times. What is Saturday where you live, bruh? How many hours ahead are you? I can't remember. I know I looked it up at some point. She'll enjoy. She seems to be having fun. I got pictures sent.
Infiltration success.
Infiltration success.
Surprised? Huh?
My word.
You knew all along? Wow, you're incredible.
I love that. I love that opening. 3 a.m. Damn, that is early. That is early. Are you? So wait, did you just wake up, or have you been awake this whole time? No, Tin Can. Welcome, by the way. Welcome, Tin Can. She seems to be enjoying it. So it's basically like the Ren Fair, but you're sitting around this like jousting arena, and they give you food. It looks a lot of fun. I've always wanted to do it, but I never have. I had actually planned a date there once, but my date canceled on me. So, and I've never wanted to just go by myself. Oh man, okay. I mean, to be fair, like there are I know a lot of people who like their sleep schedule is like wake up at 10 a.m. in the morning, go to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning. So there are some people who like they'll stay up all night and they'll wake up at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. So it's whatever works for you. So let's see, we were doing New Hentiro. This is the one we're gonna be doing now, and I got some hype for this. Like the adjutant finally gained his power to absorb the trees. And it seems like we're on a good path here. So I've got some hopes for this one to be peak. I'm expecting peak Snow Peak to be here. Serious action. Oh, I can get on some serious action. I can do that. I'm ready. My body is ready. For our next news story, the tree in the Kuru region has become active once again. The road leading to Lanka Peninsula has been closed off, and reportedly will not be reopened for at least 2 months. Now that summer is upon us, tropical storms will be frequenting the Kuru coast. One such storm is Hurricane Rose, which is expected to make landfall in 25 hours. Experts remind residents and tourists in coastal areas to exercise caution. Was that Cirrus? That is Cirrus. Adjutant, wake up! Huh? Where are we? Dazzling sunlight shone onto me through one of the sky skiff's porthole windows, causing my already groggy eyes to close once more. Cirrus didn't give me a chance to continue dozing. She excitedly pulled me up and turned me around, so I was basically pressed up against the porthole. We arrived in Kudu region 2 hours ago. New Hentiro is down below us now. Hentai. As Cirrus stared out the window, I followed her gaze to see skyscrapers poking out above the clouds. Soon, entire buildings and even the streets below them gradually came into view. Floating in the sky, isolated from the outside world, New Hentiro was one of the famed cities of miracles. I was looking at it with my own eyes now in all of its magical, mysterious glory. That is indeed mysterious. So it's a floating city. It looks pretty cool. Where do these lead, I wonder? The three of us had set out for New Hentiro to find a solution to the Titagen contamination in life's body. The only way to this floating city was by Skyskiff, a massive passenger airship. Wait, so I kind of assumed that the adjutant would be able to deal with any Titagen contamination by absorbing it into himself. So can he not do that for life? It really is floating in midair. Just like the castle in the sky in that old fairy tale I read when I was little. I think I know what castle in the sky she's talking about. It's definitely got to be Hal's Moving Castle. There are hundreds of thousands of people living in it. I heard that every single day they use the same amount of energy cities on the ground use in an entire year just to keep it in the air. That sounds like a complete waste of energy. How do they generate enough energy every day to do that? Are there really that many people living here? Yeah. What we see below is just one of the floating districts of the city. Oh god, so this isn't even like the full city. It's just a district. That is crazy. That's crazy. Such a high cost just to keep isolated from the rest of the world. Oh, broadcast. Dear passengers, the H2 Pluma has begun its descent to New Hentiro Skyport and will be arriving in 20 minutes. Thank you for choosing to fly with us. We wish you a pleasant trip. Perfect timing. I'll wake up life. You gonna wake her up with a kiss? I guess not. I thought we might. After a 21-hour ride on the Skyskiff, we arrived in New Hentiro. As expected, the Skyport was busy. Materials and energy required by the city, the goods and waste it produced, and visiting tourists could all only enter and exit from this one point. Adjutant, here's your permit. Huh. She looks kind of cute here. I think her bathing suit is better, but she looks cute here. Not sure about this neck area though. But I kind of like the asymmetricalness of her outfit. As I was lost in thought, looking at the crowd in front of me, Life and Cirrus had already returned from going through border control. Kasana. So this is her first 5-star suit then. Okay, how many 5-star suits does Cirrus have? That was quick. I thought the line seemed really long. The border control officer said Director Tao arranged a special channel for Yggdrasil employees, so it was really fast. Cirrus looked around, leaned in closer, then continued in a low voice. New Hentiro strictly controls weapons. Residents aren't allowed to have any in their possession. The company secured authorization for us to bring weapons into the city. Still, I'll put on my exosuit, just in case. Okay, so literally this one and then the bathing suit one, which honestly I think her bathing suit one is probably better since it's newer. Also, everyone knows that bikini armor is naturally more powerful than like normal armor. It's just common sense. Good. I nodded. Cirrus's exosuit, Kasana, despite its rather conspicuous appearance, could better help her handle unforeseen circumstances. I shifted my gaze to Life. She looked a little paler than she did when we departed, maybe due to the exhaustion from our long journey. Life, are you not feeling well? I'm just a little tired. It's not a big deal. If something is wrong, I'll tell you right away. Life had begun smiling more than ever since her health problems began. It seemed like she was trying to comfort me. Don't push yourself. Sorry to interrupt. Who is this? Oh! I know her! This is the horny, the horny scriptwriter. Or the horny screenwriter? I don't know what you'd call her. I know she's like a director of videos and stuff. And she's horny. That's all I know about. Vidya, I believe her name was. We heard a voice we didn't recognize coming from up ahead. I looked up to a spot, a girl with black hair and a business suit standing in front of us. That's a business suit? The delusional waifu. Man, I wish they made business suits like this in real life. She looked to be around the same age as Life. Behind her reflective glasses was a pair of nervous yet beautiful eyes. Excuse me, are you Mr. Jinu? You got the wrong guy. No, I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna be mean. That's me. You're still so bold. I mean, it's nice to meet you. I'm Agave. Agave? That's a lie. Director Tao sent me to receive you. Agave? What the fuck kind of name is that? You know what is funny? Because I ran out of creamer, I put agave in my in my coffee. So I'm drinking agave, you guys. 1 week earlier. Why are you showing me this? New Hentiro is a unique place. There is strict control over who enters and exits, and very little information is communicated with the outside world. But I sent a manifestation there a year ago undercover as a news correspondent. She will guide you. She will be your guide after you arrive. Oh, so this is her. Agave. She's from the Internal Affairs Unit. Levitain? And why did you send someone to New Hentiro? Wait, something wasn't right. Did Tao know from the beginning that former board members were hiding out in Kuru? Maybe the intel Cirrus gathered hadn't been news to Tao at all. She could have had her eye on this place for a long time, so that's why... what's going on now? Don't look at me like that. I don't have to be a mind reader to know what you're thinking. Damn, she caught on. She's getting smart. I have other reasons for sending a Levitain agent to New Hentiro, but based on Cirrus's intel, Agave will certainly come in handy for this. She doesn't have much practical combat experience, but she is good at gathering intel. You'll need her in New Hentiro. Agave? Yes, Jinu, sir. Levitain operatives are required to use codenames during missions, so that's mine. As she explained this, she attempted to reach over and take the suitcase I was carrying. However, her soft hand was tightly gripped by another before it could reach its destination. Ow, ow, ow! Which one grabbed her? I'm assuming it's Cirrus. Oh no, is it Life? What are you trying to do? As Life grabbed Agave's wrist, she exuded a strong disdain for this stranger. Even though she was still injured, stopping Agave was a walk in the park. It seems like she doesn't have much combat experience. Let's find somewhere else to talk. You guys are making too much noise. People are starting to stare. That's right, we need to get out of here. Let's bolt, you guys. Let's get going. The black-haired girl strode quickly and earnestly as she led the way. She occasionally took a cautious glance backward, seemingly scarred by life. It wasn't until we had left the skyport and reached the intersection that she finally stopped. Well, can I talk now? Agave looked over at me nervously, breathing a sigh of relief when I nodded. Ahem. Following the arrangements Director Tao made, I'll lead you to Heartflow Garden to get treatment for Miss Life Besla. Heartflow Garden is the most famous health resort in New Hentiro. There, you can get the best diagnosis and physical therapy. If you use Director Tao's name, you should be able to get a room right away. As she spoke about this familiar topic, Agave's tone inadvertently grew more excitable, and she began speaking much faster. After saying this, she took a step left at the intersection, seemingly indicating that we should continue that way. Let's follow the original plan. My two operatives nodded. Cirrus and I stood still while Life walked over to Agave. Adjutant, I'll wait there for you. Huh? Are you guys splitting up? But this is different from the original plan. Oh, she's sweating. We're making the poor woman sweat. We have something we need to take care of. We'll leave Life in your hands, Agave. I patted her shoulder and turned to leave with Cirrus before she could press the issue. What's going on here? I feel like I'm the only one out of the loop. Well, yeah, we just met you, lady. Before we had left Yggdrasil, I visited Director Tao's office again. We're almost ready to leave, and you still haven't told me what's in New Hentiro that can cure life. After you arrive, go to the Tower of Hanoi and find Genghis. Tower of Hanoi. So is this like the Vietnam of this world? Hanoi. I think Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam. Her tone was similar to the NPCs who gave you missions in those old games like Asia Light, tricking the main character into visiting a new place by saying they don't understand. Genghis? Is that a medical facility? Genghis is the supercomputer that manages the city. I wonder if I'm pronouncing that right. It was created by my mentor, Alpana Dawi. I mentioned before how New Hentiro has achieved a stable, balanced society. That's all thanks to Genghis. Genu, have you ever thought about what a computer could be capable of if it knew everything about the past and present? It could predict the future? You're sharp. Of course, reality contains too many unpredictable factors, unless you create a city in a bottle. In that context, Genghis receives absolutely all of the information in the city. It processes it, makes decisions, then outputs adjustments to the city as necessary. As a result, New Hentiro has consistently maintained stability throughout its development. This is known as the Genghis balance in academia. We need assistance from someone with computing power as good as Edda's to deal with the Titagen inside life. I still don't understand why I can't absorb the Tytogen from her. There's a familiar face. These NPCs, they all look very similar to each other. Entry permit and ID, please. Hurry up! I'm in a rush! Fenny, I love you. I'm so glad she's here. Your name is Annie Holden? That's me. Miss Holden, in accordance with the new Hentiro border control regulations, tourists are not allowed to carry weapons without special authorization. Huh? I'm not a tourist. But your permit application says that's your reason for visiting. Ah, yes. Okay. I won't bring it. Understood. Please wait a moment. Did Fenny almost blow her cover? There are still a bunch of people waiting in line. Are we going to be able to help all of them today? Are you joking? We aren't as fast as the usual service bots. Unbelievable. A service outage right at peak tourist times. Did Genghis shut down due to a data overload? Don't be ridiculous. Hurry up and stamp those documents. It's going to be a busy day. Wonder who Fenny came with. Adjutant? I think that building up ahead is the Tower of Hanoi. A white, conical tower shone in the sunlight about 100 meters ahead of Cirrus and me. The Tower of Hanoi didn't stand out much, seeing as it was located on the edge of the city. I only realized it was the tallest building in New Hentiro after getting closer. Adjutant! Cirrus! That's Fenny. Fenny. That's all you have to say? I ran all the way here to catch up with you guys. I guess so? Oh, now that you mention it, how come you didn't take the same sky skiff as us, so Fenny was supposed to be with us all along? You forgot again, huh? The adjutant said the company only had 3 special entry permits, so I had to buy my own to get in. Poor Fenny. I wonder why we took Cirrus instead of Fenny. Like, it's just a curiosity, like, is Cirrus better equipped to deal with whatever is in New Hentiro? But I was actually able to get in with the black market permit I bought. New Hentiro isn't as strict as they say it is. Won't do anything rash next time. I reached out and rubbed the little lioness's head a few times as I said this. Oh, we're getting intimate here. Head pats already? Damn, Adjutant. Adjutant, oh my god, that's lewd. Like Fenny mentioned, there were originally only 3 people going on this trip. Life, Cirrus, and me. Fenny quickly bought an entry permit and skyskiff ticket before we left, insisting on coming despite my objections. What do you mean rash? Life can't even fight right now. And what if the goldfish can't handle the enemies here by herself? I'm here because I'm worried about your safety. Before we left, I remember you saying you were worried Life would run off or something. Hey, how do you remember that so clearly? Right, doesn't Cirrus have, like, memory issues? Forget it. We have stuff to handle now, right? I think we need to go to some tower or something. Hold on. There's something very important I need you to do, Fenny. What is it? I'm not good at logistics support. Right? She's definitely not. Please. Only you can do it, Fenny. I leaned in close, whispering my request to Fenny. Her confused expression gradually transformed into determination. What is the adjutant whispering to her? In that case, I'll show you how dependable I am, Adjutant. But you need to promise to stay safe and contact me right away if anything happens. Don't worry, I will. So what did we ask her to do? I need to know. What did we ask her to do? After securing this promise, Fanny turned and left, clearly satisfied. I hope she won't do anything crazy. Come on, Cirrus. We need to get moving. Wow. That is kind of cool. I don't know what I'm looking at, though. The interior of the Tower of Hanoi was much more breathtaking than its exterior. Cirrus and I entered through the unguarded door. The smooth marble tiles we walked on were like shiny mirrors, reflecting the surrounding light. Our gazes were most drawn to several massive holographic projections floating in the main hall. With the light, it felt like we could almost touch them. It seemed like this place didn't see regular visitors. A few citizens stood in small groups in the empty hall, all silently admiring its beauty in unspoken agreement. So this thing right here, this looks a little wild. I don't know what this is exactly. It almost looks like there's something coming out of a portal. Oh, tell me, why are you blocking off this area? Who is this that is shouting? Is that Fanny? Please don't tell me that's Fanny. Oh, nope, that's not Fanny. Some new girl who looks translucent between her tummy and her boobs. She looks like jelly. Like if someone's body was like half slime, this is what I imagine they'd look like. Miss, I already told you the realm is being inspected and is under maintenance. Only relevant personnel are allowed to enter. Strange girl, she is strange. She is strange. Maintenance on the realm has always been taken care of by Genghis and service bots. Who are you guys? We are the human staff responsible for maintenance in the Tower of Hanoi. Don't worry, we are new Hentiro citizens, just like you. You must be aware that the service bots within the city have been unreliable recently. That's why I want to go into the realm. I need to check on Genghis. That's all the more reason for you to cooperate with us. We're here to help Genghis conduct a system inspection after receiving an assistance request from it. Is that the truth? You know what? I'm actually starting to get a little suspicious. You already saw my citizen data. How could I fake that? What the what? He's got a bitchin' ass metal arm. I might have to call this guy Full Metal. And you over there, sir. You're here for Genghis too, right? If you still have any concerns... Strange man. So a strange girl and a strange man. I have a basic understanding of what's going on. I will head back and explain it to my bionic compatriots. Wonderful. Ha ha ha. The man with his back to me let loose an exaggerated laugh, unaware that the pistol strapped to his waist was particularly obvious. Remind him. I walked forward slowly, gently tapping the man's shoulder. When he turned around and saw my face, his smile froze. As his hand moved to his waist, his expression instantly transformed into one of shock. Looking for this? I raised the gun I had stolen from him, striking him in the face with the butt ruthlessly. With no time to react, the man simply crumpled to the ground. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. I think this might be like the most affirmative action that the adjutant has taken. Way to be proactive, bro. 6 in the lobby. At least 5 on the second floor. Go, Cirrus. Oh. Gotta figure out who these people are now. I'm assuming they're not here for benign reasons. I don't think it really matters who I choose right now. But let's do, you know what, let's train this too. We're gonna send this and train it. Yeah, go purple, purple and above. 60%. We're good. And I got parts. So we will use these. Alright. So, upgraded. We got parts. We're all good. Oh, and I can claim whatever this is. Weapon part unlocked. Ancient Nautilus Magazine. Where did this go? Right here. Here we go. Yay! What about this? Oh, that's already unlocked. Okay. We're good. We're good. So, oh, right. I wanted to bring these right in here. Boy. Okay, here we go. So, honestly speaking, I kind of want to use Mia, but I don't have any of her logistics or her weapon. Let's do this. What are we doing here? She looks so confused. Poor girl. In some special operations, you can... Oh, right. So, right. Jump. Make sure I know where I'm going here. Make sure I don't miss any... Oh!
What are these guys doing here? And they're armed.
Excuse me.
Hey,
Excuse
they
me?
closed off the exit.
Adjutant, it seems like these guys are working with the former
Let's
board.
smack them.
Got it. We'll neutralize them.
Oh. You know, that's not a bad power.
If I remember correctly,
No,
the
Zomi.
control room for the hall is on the second floor. There's more of them here! You idiot! Don't attack my hologram projector!
I think you two should take cover for a bit. It's fine. I have more.
How much of the event currency do you have? Might be able to grab. I don't have a whole lot of currency right now, unfortunately. And I got no... I don't think I can check at the moment. But I'll probably do some of the events.
Right? The switch in the control room
soonish?
is already turned on.
Young lady,
It is...
there's another over here.
I agree.
I'm coming.
And you know what's funny? I actually recognize her, the voice actress. That's Erica Mendez. So I don't know how many people actually watch like dubbed anime. You know, I usually watch subbed, but I will always give dubbed a try. So occasionally, I'll like a good dub. One of my favorite voice actresses in English is Erica Mendez, who she has voiced to date. Some of my favorite characters is Raptalia from The Rising of the Shield Hero, Megumin from Konosuba. She plays one of the side characters in Witch Watch, but I can't remember her name. And she is Ayaka Kamisato from Genshin Impact. She does other characters too, but those are the ones I know her best for. My bot didn't get rid of that other bot. Nightbot, do your job. Where are we going? Oh no, we're going this way? We jumping down? Jumping down.
Objective complete.
Oh, strong
All
enemy
recorded.
coming. Let's go. Where is this strong enemy coming from? This way. I see it. I see something. Wait, so I haven't used her ultimate yet. Let's see what this does.
I won't feel lost anymore.
Oh,
Can I
actually
really
kind of
keep
crazy.
this? It's fine. I have more.
That's actually not a bad ability.
This is the right
Or a
button,
bad ultimate.
right?
I like that the strange girl, we now know her name is Nozomi because they forgot that they didn't introduce her name.
Please get out of my way.
I'm totally tripping over my words too. A little embarrassing. Whoop.
I won't even remember it in a minute.
I won't even remember the objective in a minute.
I'm ready again.
Poor girl. Boom.
Oh, can I really keep this?
Wouldn't you just plow through the obstacles? I wonder if they'll bring back the event mini games for her.
This is the right button, right? Stay calm, Cirrus.
More enemies
You can
coming.
do this. Oh,
Boom. We'll use her ultimate again.
I won't feel lost anymore.
Like a catwalk and walls, so you can. Ah, okay.
Oh, can I really keep this?
So it's like a timing game where you gotta like focus on the timing to move. I'm assuming.
It's fine. I have more.
Man, her ultimate
Won't
comes
feel
by
lost
fast.
anymore.
And we're done.
Not too bad, huh?
You know, I just realized if I played Cirrus Freefin's support ability, I would have 2 Cirruses on my stage. I'm gonna do that next time. I'll do that next time. It hasn't even been a year yet. The cleanup team has already been reduced to this? Cleanup team, what is that? A secret operation unit that was under direct control of the board of directors. Founded by former board member Omega, all of its agents were handpicked from the cream of the crop in the security department. It used to be a small unit tasked with not-so-dangerous missions, but things changed after the descent. For Omega and the rest of the board, the cleanup team became a tool to counteract the power of the Heimdall force. It was rapidly expanded, with its members undergoing anti-manifestation combat training. Alright. So basically, the Heimdall force's natural enemies. I played with a pistol belonging to a man who called himself an employee. Yggdrasil developed this model in 2057, and it had long been one of my favorites. When I noticed the man was carrying this gun, I knew for certain that the former board was mixed up in this. I made a new discovery while investigating the former board members' movements. Good going, Cirrus. Currently, it seems that at least 2 of them have fled to the Kuru region, but I am still unsure why. I'm assuming it's got something to do with Genghis, at least one of them, since we're here. What were they planning to do? Even though I originally wanted to spare his life, his companions killed him during the chaos. There were several bodies scattered throughout the hall, but no one I could gather intel from. The 7-day con. I wish I could play this mini game because it does sound kind of fun. I like the ones. I did like the ones in the beach resort. I think my favorite was like the one where you had to fight the robots with other players, and if you got hit, you could become a robot. Cirrus also returned at this moment. She had gone to check if there was any other information on those individuals. But judging from her furrowed brow, she likely hadn't learned much. She pulled out the small notebook she carried with her as she walked, flipping through it before nodding decisively. Judging by their reactions, I don't think they were here to ambush us. You mean they had another goal in coming here? Yes. It looks like they came to the Tower of Hanoi for Genghis. Genghis? And we are... It's so funny. They're still calling her Strange Girl, but we already know her name is Nozomi now. A girl who had taken cover to the side during the firefight suddenly appeared before me, seemingly tipped off by an important word. What do you want with Genghis? You bring all these weapons to New Hentiro, deliberately hurt people, and now you've got your sight on Genghis? You guys are menaces. Where are all the service bots? I can never be mean to a pretty lady. We're gonna acquiesce. You're right. But you can leave. The door is open now. My friend, even though I would like to leave here. At some point, the odd man had returned. I implore you to use those eagle eyes of yours. The door to freedom is still shut tight. What? Is he an Adventist by any chance? Met with no reaction from any of us, the man jogged over to the door and whacked it with his bionic arm. Just as he claimed, the door didn't budge. In that case, we might need to sit down and have a chat. Coffee done. My third cup of the day. I've been working all morning, so... I think I understand. So, Miss Nozomi, you're a transcendent. You have projected into reality as a virtual image by an auxiliary bot after uploading your consciousness. You are a professional idol. Correct. So I'm assuming there's the Transcendence, which is like this girl, and the Bionics, which is like that dude. They're the two types of people in New Hentiro. Am I right? No wonder you aren't very expressive. Hey, of course I'm expressive under normal circumstances. It's all that designer's fault. I booked him to create a new set of images months ago, but he just told me he couldn't finish them a few days ago. He even had the nerve to say that idols only need to smile anyway. Kinda fucked. So it's a bad thing that there are two types of people in New Hentiro? Nozomi's tone was dripping with resentment, but her expression was still frozen in a smile. That's awkward. And Mr. Modak, you're a bionic whose body has been mechanized. You work at the Skyport. Don't forget that I am also a poet. Poet, huh? he does give me Bard vibes, honestly. You say that around 1/3 of the people in New Hentiro are transcendents, another third are bionics, while the rest haven't got any augmentations. Didn't you see any transcendents or bionics on your way from the Skyport to the Tower of Hanoi? We thought those were just holographic ads and cosplayers. Into a V or cut off half your body. Yeah, that's not a. I don't think I'd like either of those options. Though if I had to choose, I'd probably become a VTuber. Did I forget to say that? Oh no. Well, it's normal for outsiders to be unfamiliar with the situation in New Hentiro. Miss Nozomi, why did you undergo augmentation like this? Was it because of Javosis? Huh? Javosis? Of course not. I did it so I could ignore any constraints that come with a physical body, seamlessly connect my consciousness to the internet, and change my appearance whenever I want. I think those are the reasons most people become transcendents. As for Javosis, it was eradicated from New Hentiro 30 years ago. Wow, that's a long time ago. Eradicated. So there's no threats of Titans? And Javosis doesn't even exist here? Sounds like a paradise, almost. Correct. Admittedly, New Hentiro is like an oasis in a vast desert. As the ancient sages of Kuru once said, labor in the morning to enjoy happiness in the evening. There is nothing else the people of New Hentiro need to concern themselves with. And yet there are young people who don't even want to work. They intend to lead this city to a point of no return. Lazy people exist everywhere. Hey, are you sure you're not getting things twisted? If it weren't for you bionics, the service bots and Genghis might not be having issues. This has nothing to do with outsiders. What? I just want an explanation. Allow me to explain, my friend. You know what? Modak is a lot more helpful than Nozomi. I think he and I might be buds. 2 weeks ago, a bionic and a transcendent began fighting over a problem at work. That bionic clearly started. Someone is racist. If I was a space marine, I might approve. Anyway, during the fight, the Transcendent hacked into the bionic system and caused his arm to explode, while the bionic damaged the Transcendent's auxiliary bot. It sounds like a normal civil dispute. Was there something more to it? No, it really was just a small incident. Here's the real problem. The service bot responsible for policing the area didn't respond after it happened. My watch is very low on battery. Charger. Don't worry, it's on. Feels weird not having my watch now. You have robots to police and resolve disputes? Serious, I am as confused as you. I wouldn't trust a robot. I've seen Terminator. I know not to trust the bots. Is there a problem with that? Humans are subjective, so only the service bots that Genghis controls can make fair, objective calls. Well, machines shouldn't make choices for humans. Giving up the ability to think and letting machines solve everything is rather backward. I agree, Sirius. Sirius, let her continue. That's why they say outsiders just don't understand New Hentiro. Since then, New Hentiro has seen many other instances where service bots went down or acted sluggish. Fortunately, none of it has led to any major chaos so far. But it's only a matter of time. I guarantee it is someone from the board. I'm gonna make a guess. It's not Omega. Or no, it's not Pi. Which one was the one that we dealt with in chapter 14? Was that one? No, I think it is Pi. I think this one might be Pi. But the city assembly is going to be held in a week. If the service bots are still malfunctioning, the votes can't be properly counted. That's why I came, as a representative of the Transcendents, to check on Genghis. You Transcendents have gained immense popularity in politics as of late. You have several seats in the city assembly. That's why you're so eager to resolve the situation. So what? Aren't you the representative of all the bionics at the Skyport? Politics is poison for philosophers. I stopped attending city assemblies a long time ago. I'm simply here to provide an explanation for my compatriots. Who would believe such a dumb excuse? Oh man. Nozomi seems to be the instigator in, like, everything right now. Wait a second. If you were never going to vote yourself anyway, is it your doing that I'm trapped here? Why would she think that? You bionics teamed up with these outsiders to prevent me from performing at the voter rallies and delayed Gungus's inspection to sway the votes, didn't you? Wow, that's a leap in logic. Lady, do you hear yourself? I'm with Modak. Miss, do not let your imagination run wild. I hope my daughter won't be like this when she grows up. I hope my daughter won't be like that when she grows up either. Adjutant, do you think someone from the former board caused the service bot outage they mentioned? I mean... Sirius quietly pulled me aside as the two continued to argue. Yeah, maybe they purposefully sabotaged the service bots to cause unrest in the city. But as I said that, I realized something odd. Why would the former board want to cause unrest in the city? And those grunts in the Tower of Hanoi were certainly trying to hide something. No, I think their only target is Genghis in the Tower of Hanoi. The service bots in the city are having problems because they're controlled by Genghis. They would have no reason to target the service bots, just going for Genghis instead. After all, the most valuable thing in the city is its all-knowing supercomputer. We need Genghis's computing power to cure life, so they'd naturally have their eye on it too. So that's why they showed up in Kuru a couple of weeks ago. My friend, I can't simply pretend I didn't hear that just now. If what you said is true, wouldn't it mean these thieves have already infiltrated the Tower of Hanoi and have their hands on New Hentiro's very lifeblood? Exactly. If I was Japanese, I'd be saying sono tori. Even the comms network is down. Who knows when the outside world will hear about it? Ooh, what was that explosion? That explosion? The f is that? This? What am I looking at right now? Is that a portal? A sudden boom caused Nozomi to trail off mid-complaint. As the four of us watched on in astonishment, a ring of dazzling light rose out of thin air in the center of the hall. It seemed as if the other projections in the hall were being summoned. They began simultaneously approaching the light, surrounding it like a school of fish. The light had a strange allure, and I stared at the center of the glowing ring. There, I was seemingly able to catch a glimpse of some sort of lens. And for a moment, I seemingly saw the two fish suspended in the hall come to life. Thought I saw them glance over at Cirrus as she stood beside me. Fish? Is that what these are? Are these fish? What are these things? The tight sensation in my palm caused me to tilt my head, but there is nothing abnormal about Cirrus's expression. Is that a holographic projection too? That is the door between reality and illusion. The perfect unity of imagination and fantasy. He means that's the door to the virtual realm. Ah, so it's like a portal. Those guys said the realms were under maintenance. I thought they'd closed off the entrance. Nozomi tilted her head. After flying around the ring of light once, she grew more excited. While the exit from here might be closed, since the entrance to the realms is open, at least we can go in and save Genghis. With that, Nozomi's auxiliary bot flew toward the center of the ring. It doesn't seem like a good idea. Whoa! Why are you grabbing me all of a sudden, lady? You not realize how stupid it is to just fly in there half-cocked? The auxiliary bot violently shook in my hands, expressing its owner's displeasure. Now that we're sure someone has already invaded Genghis, the door practically has "trap" written all over it. Well, we can't just wait around here. Obviously, that's why you're gonna listen to the adjutant. I rubbed my temples, realizing how hard it was to communicate with the people of New Hentiro. I understand, of course, but just Cirrus and I can go in. You stay with Modek and find a safe place to hide. Whether we succeed or not after going in, they can't keep the Tower of Hanoi closed off for long. People on the outside will definitely find out. No. No way. Listen here, lady. Miss Nozomi, this isn't the time to be stubborn. We've gone up against the people invading Genghis multiple times before. They don't care about hurting innocent people. Don't treat me like a kid. I know it's going to be dangerous, but this is New Hentiro, my home. I don't want two groups of outsiders fighting in the Tower of Hanoi. Well, that's very unfortunate because it's going to happen. Whether she likes it or not. And the virtual realms are really complex. Without an amazing guide like me, you won't be able to find Genghis, no matter how long you search. She might also have a point. Nozomi patted her chest confidently, and the auxiliary bot that had been struggling in my grasp finally settled down. I feel the same way, my friend. In any case, there is no reason for us to avoid involvement with what is happening to Genghis. Okay. Ooh. I shifted my gaze from the two of them back to the ring of light rotating silently. Well, then I look forward to working together. Oh. Is this a memory? Into your official, then we'll be heading out. Thank you, Kalpana. Kalpana. All I did was provide you with a viable plan. It should be me thanking you for convincing them to invest in the Realm Project. After the realms in Genghis are completed, New Hentiro will be a paradise on Earth. Kalpana suddenly felt an unbelievable sense of bliss. With the help of her most outstanding student, Tao, it seemed that her lifelong dream would soon come to fruition. Urza? Urza! Does she have red hair? Mom, Auntie Tao, what are you guys talking about? Urza, did you finish your homework? Of course. Middle school homework is a piece of cake. I finished it forever ago. I heard you guys talking about the realm. Can you tell me about it? Where did we leave off last time? I wonder how young she is in this one. Tao revealed an imperceptible smile. She always had more patience for her mentor's daughter. You said the world as we know it is actually a horizon, and people's behavior depends on the things they personally experience. It has nothing to do with the world itself. We can help people relax, unleash their potential, and improve their willpower by creating an immersive illusion. That's the goal of the Realm Project. Seems like an interesting goal. You remembered everything perfectly, Urza. She's a smart girl. She doesn't look that old, though. We were discussing technical issues today. Your mother hopes participants will be able to enter the realm completely naturally, without the use of any external devices. If it's a virtual world, how would they enter naturally without any sort of device? That way, actions taken in the realm can affect reality, creating the best possible environment for training. That sounds like a headache. Is it really necessary? It's to lower the entry threshold and allow more people to freely use the realm. Mom, your ideas are always way too impractical. Wow. Girl's already shutting down her mom's idea. Is she getting more defined in appearance? Like, it looks like I can actually see her more clearly than I could a few seconds ago. You'll understand someday. Jeez, you always say that. I'm going out to play. Urza made a face at Tao before running out the door. Kalpana, you should treat your daughter like you would an adult. She's much smarter than most children her age. But sometimes, I wish she was just a normal kid. I kinda get that. I think some of us, we just want kids to be kids. Until they have no choice but to become adults. Getting a slight headache.
Direction, Adjutant.
Caffeine headache, maybe?
Oh, this is one of those realms you were talking about. How come it looks just like Containment Zone Olive?
Well, because it's part of our imagination.
I've never even heard of a realm like this.
Would this Ganges that we're looking for even be here?
Ganges.
Ganges could be in any
Ganges.
realm. It won't be easy to find.
Ganges, what a name. So I got that pronunciation completely wrong.
I did it too.
Boom.
Objective complete. All recorded.
Where to? We'll do this now. Oh, we just like drag these people with us. That's kind of cool.
Too. Can I really keep this?
Oh, he's up there. There we go. Okay. He's gone. Or maybe... Nope, there's one more.
After they were
There.
defeated, they turned into data and vanished. Oh, you're just a virtual hologram. So how come you're able to perform physical attacks?
And now we're gonna do it.
It's
We're
all
gonna
a
bring
visual
2
illusion.
Cirruses into
The
this.
actual thing that attacked is the drone hiding behind the hologram.
Did it too. Can I really keep this?
We'll just use this.
Won't feel lost anymore.
Oh. We can even hit those people from far away. Wait, what's going on here? There we go.
This way! Don't
Oh, no.
worry. If you just believe that there's a path in front of you, then you won't fall.
You know what? That's not Erica Mendez. I thought it was, but no. Now that I'm listening to it more closely, that is not her.
Stay calm. Excuse me. Coming through. I did it too.
I don't know who that
Won't
is.
feel lost anymore.
Uh-oh. Did one of them just fall? Oh no, yeah, he's down there.
Oh.
Ooh, more? No. This is a wild looking place.
This is the right button, right?
I'm not actually sure I trust her to deal with the control panel, if I'm being honest. Alright.
This feeling. I'll keep it safe.
We have done it. Alright, now before the next stage. We're gonna exit out. Really quickly, I'm gonna see where my cat is because we might take a quick cat break. Give me just a second to see where he has gone off to. Because if he's under the bed, the cat break will wait. Never mind. He's right over here, so we are gonna take a quick cat break. Give me a second. Got it. Oh, yep. I think this one will work. What we're gonna do is... Okay, I think that's good. That will work for us. So what we're gonna grab this. I'm gonna go over to the cat. Get ready. Alright, the cat stream is complete. That was our little break. And now we're gonna go back back to this. So he's pretty tired. On top of our normal morning walk that we do after I exercise. During lunch, I had him, or he chased a string that I was for like half an hour. I think that wore him out. Let's see. Progress 3. Let's do this. The EP, we're gonna let the EP cat continue to sleep. He needs his beauty rest. Amidst the rundown buildings and crumbling streets, white snow occasionally fell from the gray sky, with piles of the stuff visible everywhere. Even the weather and temperature were the same as Containment Zone Aleph. If it wasn't for those colorful data blocks, no one would believe this wasn't the containment zone. Back at the company, Director Tao had mentioned the existence of this realm, a virtual space developed by her mentor. However, I'd underestimated how realistic it would be before I actually set foot inside. Turning the realm into this is terrible. Nozomi followed closely behind me. She occasionally glanced at the surrounding buildings and alleyways, scared that another enemy might suddenly appear. I had no idea that a place like this even existed in the world. It looks totally uninhabitable. I mean, even after a minute it feels miserable. I agree. Containment Zone Aleph is a shithole. Never have I seen a place like this before. I find it impossible not to lament its existence. Yet it also spurs my thoughts. Please don't tell me he's gonna come up with a poem. Ignoring their comments, I continued scanning the buildings up ahead. Adjutant? What is it? You don't look so good. I don't. As she said this, Cirrus walked over, stood on her tiptoes, and rubbed my brow. This is an intimate moment. That's a bit better. Maybe I should give her a head pat. She naturally moved to pull her hand away. I stopped her, grabbing her hand without saying anything. That's basically the adjutant saying, keep doing this, right? I want more. More. Adjutant? You don't look so good either, Cirrus. What are you thinking about? I just feel like this is weird. This is obviously an environment from the containment zone, but it seems like there's a lot of... Sorry, I can't remember the details. It's okay. The details aren't important. The why is what's important. Why is the adjutant still wearing his crappy-ass helmet? I just realized his outfit hasn't changed at all. Why? Yeah. Generating the containment zone here is basically our opponent announcing that they know us very well. Why would they do that, though? Look at that building up ahead. The Titans destroyed it during a mission not long before we came here. How does the realm have even a small detail like that? So I gotta wait for the Shuozhou arc. That sucks. So he's just gonna keep looking like a basic bro. At least he doesn't act like a basic bro at most anymore. Sorry, I don't really remember. But I do feel like I'm being watched. I don't know why something you guys are so familiar with is being generated here, but it's impossible to read people's memories. Mr. Adjutant, you weren't wearing any kind of strange helmet or patch when you entered the realm. Even Ganges can't see into your mind. I can't argue with that. I shook my head. Nozomi's reassurance unable to completely quell my doubts. I have a question. Where are we going right now? Since we entered this place, we're just walking along this road. That's part of what makes the realm so magical. You must be wondering the same thing, right, Adjutant? I think I can take a guess. Oh, really? On the surface, it looks just like the real world. But actually, the other roads are blocked by collapsed buildings and those colorful data blocks. So you're saying the road we're on now is the only path in the realm? Yes, but for right now, anyway. I think it's because in reality, our bodies are still in the Tower of Hanoi. As we move forward in the realm, we also move in reality. So the path the realm designed for us has to match the next floor in the tower in the real world. Am I right, Nozomi? Do you have some kind of superpower? How'd you figure it out so fast? It's a little surprising. Like, I know the Adjutant gets really smart later on, but I'm so used to him being kind of dumb right now that it's a little shocking when he actually displays intelligence. But I am happy. I'm happy too. Don't make it seem like I'm complaining. I'm actually happy that he's gotten better at connecting the dots on his own. After confirming our objective, we picked up the pace. Fortunately, even though there were quite a few enemies in the realm, none of them were any match for Cirrus. Soon after, a colorful portal, like we'd seen in the hall, appeared before us again. We made it! Let's get out of this hellhole. The road ahead is promising, my friend. Guess him absorbing the Taijin last time. You know what? That might be it. It's like I don't know if you ever seen Monster Musume, but it's like that episode where Sue the slime gets dumped in like a vat of radioactive waste and becomes Suzilla. And along with her size growing bigger, she also grows smarter. It's sort of like that. Absorbing negative, bad chemicals causes you to become smarter. Remember this when you do drugs. I'm kidding, please don't do drugs. Nozomi and Modak walked through the portal one after the other, immediately disappearing. I feel like that was too easy. Don't jinx it, Adjutant. What are you doing? Cirrus remained silent. She checked over the weapon in her hand and gave me a soft smile. Either way, having a manifestation with me at a time like this made me feel much more at ease. Oh, broadcast. Thank you for participating in the Realm virtual training. Please rate your experience. Satisfied, 5 stars. Multiple projections of system interfaces appeared in the empty hall as electronic voices repeated the same instructions over and over again. The 4 of us lingered in uncanny silence until we couldn't handle it anymore, manually closing the projection interfaces. With that, the irritating electronic the voice stopped. Looks like we were tricked. Right, we're back. We had been moving in one direction the whole time, but somehow wound up back where we started. Did that mean the realm was a circle? I shook my head, ignoring those strange thoughts for now. Yup. Perhaps the realm has already been cut off, and we are simply like birds in a cage. The realm is a reflection of reality. As long as the portal still exists in reality, there should be no reason it can't be accessed in the realm. Something must have been changed. let's go back in and take a look. Here we are again. We're right back here again. Something's seriously off with this place. Ah, how annoying. This isn't gonna be like Groundhog's Day, is it? When they realized those weak mobs couldn't stop us, they just messed with the realm. That's cheating. I mean, you expect the bad guys to play fair? Compared with getting lost, a bigger problem is that our opponent has the ability to do this. That means Genghis doesn't have much control over the realm anymore. Yeah, I thought this was a race, but it looks like the referee has been taken away. An interesting simile. Nozomi's auxiliary bot circled around in mid-air before slowly descending into my palm, looking somewhat exhausted. It appears that spending more time here is futile. Shall we retreat, my friend? Wait a second. What? Shh. I put a hand on Modak before he could turn around and use my other to cover the auxiliary bot's speaker to signal for them to quiet down. Cirrus continued ahead, in front of us three, swaying as she walked. She shut her eyes tightly, wandering around the open space as she muttered quietly to herself. What's she doing? It seems like she's looking for something. Though she has really good senses? Seemingly confirming my theory, Cirrus suddenly stopped. There was nothing in front of her. It was like she wanted to pass over something. She deliberately raised her right foot before slowly lowering it. A pink... Oh, data block suddenly appeared. What the what? Huh? Cirrus smiled. Her eyes were still closed, and she took another step without any hesitation. But this time, nothing appeared. Oops. Ouch! I think she was on the right track, though. I helped Cirrus up, seeing as she was dizzy after that fall. Even though manifestations were much physically stronger than normal people, they could still get hurt by suddenly slipping and falling. Nearby, Nozomi and Modak were still studying the data block that had appeared out of thin air. I reached out to rub Cirrus's forehead and wipe away the dust on her nose. Ah! Why are you laughing? I was thinking about how gentle you are, Adjutant. Then could you tell the gentle Adjutant what you were doing just now? The gentle Adjutant. I don't think he's gentle at all. Something tells me he's a beast. So you were watching. It wasn't really anything. You explained the principles behind the realm to me before, right? Right, on the surface it looks just like the real world, but actually, the other roads are blocked by collapsed buildings and those colorful data blocks. As we move forward in the realm, we also move in reality. So the path the realm designed for us has to match the next floor in the tower in the real world. After hearing that, I felt like I'd been in a similar situation before, but she doesn't clearly remember it. So I wanted to see if I could pass through those blocked off areas if I convinced myself there were steps in front of me. But it seems like it didn't work, so we're going to have to think of something else. I have a question. What were you thinking about when you took your second step? Ah. Her mind might have drifted and the second step didn't form. Huh? I guess I was thinking it actually worked. Just as I expected. I got it. Cirrus, you've got the right idea. We just need to try again, and this time, we'll do it together. That's right. The power of... I'd say the power of friendship, but this might be more the power of intimacy. Beats all. After closing my eyes, my other senses suddenly heightened. The gentle sound of wind blowing through the realm, Cirrus breathing behind me, and the warmth of our clasped hands all became increasingly clear. What beautiful weather. I had already asked Nozomi and Modok to watch from a distance and avoid making any noise. I then began to slowly pull Cirrus forward. Cirrus had just proved that human willpower alone could create a path in the realm. When I remembered Tao telling me that one of the original goals of the realm was to train one's willpower, I was all the more convinced that Cirrus's approach wouldn't conflict with the rules. It was also easy to see why she failed the second time. Regardless of how much mental preparation she had, she would definitely think of how she created the first block herself after it appeared. It would naturally become more difficult to trick yourself into moving forward. It looked like a dead end. The last spark of hope lay with Cirrus and me. Adjutant, are we still not there? Soon. We just need to get to the second floor. Don't peek before we get there. Okay. I can't wait to see what surprise you set up for me. I set up a surprise for her? I was betting on two things. First, Cirrus would forget where she was in a very short period of time. Second, she would have complete trust in what I said. With that, I created a reality and described it to her over and over until she believed it, like she was hypnotized. Other things to do with hypnosis, but let's keep moving on. That was the only way I could bring her along and force the non-existent path to show itself. Watch your step. Right? If she didn't immediately forget everything, this would never work. I understand now why she is here and Fenny was not originally invited. I said this nonchalantly after walking a few dozen steps in the right direction. Without an ounce of hesitation, Cirrus began to climb the first step, then the second, then the third, until she realized there were no more steps and stopped. I opened my eyes and glanced behind me. A rising path of colorful cubes crossed over the crumbling building, as if the cubes had always been there. Cirrus still had her eyes closed next to me in blissful ignorance, waiting for me to guide her forward. Is that pie? Just one more step. That is an evil-looking smile right there. With contact cut off from the outside world, where are you going to run to? Ganges, you're only a program after all. You still don't know how to adapt after all these years. Indifferent and rigid. Just like that woman. You know what? I'm gonna create another hypothesis here. This woman, she is Kalpana's daughter. I'm gonna say that right now. This is Kalpana's daughter. That's my theory. Go ahead, run. I have plenty of time to play hide and seek with you. Oh boy, there she is. There she is. So you know who this is. I don't know who this is yet, but you know who this is.
Toad really did appear.
His subjective consciousness was able to alter this realm. Simply incredible.
Oh, you're amazing, Adjutant.
Alright, we got more enemies. I'm gonna deal with this one first.
Please, get out of my way.
Boom!
Won't feel lost anymore.
That was stupid of me. Okay. This way. That's right. Fall, fool.
Objective complete. All recorded.
Oh.
Looks like there are more enemies over here.
They're trying to stop us from going that way. That must mean it's the right direction to go.
Unless they're trying to throw. Oh wait, there's something up there. There, we can go up here. Oh. Whoosh. Hang on. I am not a good platformer, by the way. Don't know if you know that yet.
It's fine. I have more. Works like a charm. Please, get out of my way. Can I really keep
Yay, platforming. No. No.
this? Objective complete. All recorded.
I think the worst platforming, though, is actually in Elden Ring.
Huh?
Freaking hated that.
What is it?
I thought I saw... never mind. Let's keep moving.
Strong enemy coming in.
I did it too. Oh. I won't feel lost anymore.
You know, that actually might be a pretty overpowered ultimate.
This is the right button, right?
Activate the portal.
My mood right now, brighter than the sun.
Next stage. Oh! And we're shifting perspective now. Life in Vidya, or I guess I should say Agave. Agave and life had already been moving forward in silence for about half an hour. That's awkward. That's gotta be awkward. Miss Life? Just call me Life. Alright. I wanted to say, I actually was part of the Valkyrie games. I didn't see you on the field. That's because I wasn't a contestant. I was an off-site employee. I was the director for the event broadcast. Were you there when the descent happened? Agave noticed that Life's tone had softened. Perhaps it was due to a sense of empathy in experiencing the same traumatic incident. Yeah, the broadcast room was outside the arena, but we were still close enough, and the entire building collapsed. I remember being dug out around 3 hours later by people from the Yggdrasil security department. Yeah, that was the first time I met Mr. Genu. That was the only time you two met? There are some special reasons. I want to thank him in person, or I want to seriously thank him in person. Alright, that's enough about me. Life, what kind of person do you think Mr. Genu is? To me, he's a very important person. No, I think he is the most important person. Wow. Life doesn't beat around the bush with her feelings. Huh? This This is that Kudere energy right there. Kuderes are all like that. They act cold and emotionless, but they're super warm on the inside. The most important person? Does that mean what I think it means? Babe Biz, look, you comfy over there? I was gonna say looking comfy, but you didn't use your regular emoticon. Comfy emoticon. How's your Friday going so far? It's good to see you. It's good to see you on stream on the stream. That was a big ass yawn. Whew. Need to take better breaths. MC. There's the emoticon I'm used to. Hope your Friday is going well. Life Besla. Do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? To live together in holy matrimony? Love him, care for him, and remain faithful to him in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, as long as you both shall live. This is Vidia's delusion, isn't it? I do. Do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? To live together in holy matrimony? To love her, care for her, and remain faithful to her in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, as long as you both shall live? I do. Those in attendance, are you willing to bear witness to these vows? Along with excited cheers and applause, the sound of cannons and a wedding march rushed into Agave's mind. She opened her mouth, unable to stop herself from cheering along. What else can you say to that? But I do. She's a moron, isn't she? The raucous crowd dragged Agave out of her delusion and back into reality where it belongs. Where it belongs. When she returned to her senses, life stood before her, and the path ahead was already blocked off by a crowd. This woman is super delusional. You almost ran into those people up ahead just now. Ah, sorry. Better be sorry. In front of the two girls, a crowd of bionics, transcendents, and ordinary people stood intermingled. Either whispering or stopping to observe. She is super delusional, like, oh my god. Very delulu, but that's okay because she's hot, so it's fine. An auxiliary bot hovered in mid-air in the center of the crowd, playing a song sung by a young woman. 3, 2, 1, I'm striking your heart. Striking your heart. Oh wow, what a great line. What's going on here? Ah, a voter rally. New Hentiro holds regular city assemblies to vote on urban development policies. Transcendents like to use performances, songs, or dances to promote their policies. They're really popular with the younger crowd. Almost like reality. Sounds like the promotions we did for the Valkyrie games. They're definitely similar to from a publicity perspective. But this must be your first time seeing so many bionics and transcendents. Aren't you surprised? Oop, I was stunned when I came to New Hentiro. Bionics are people whose bodies have been mechanically augmented, right? Our captain and another operative both have bionic prosthesis. Sounds like being in the Heimdall force is super dangerous. You might be misunderstanding. Let's keep moving. As they approached the center, the singing and sounds of the musical instruments grew louder and louder. The two struggled through the packed crowd, finally making their way to the front of the group of onlookers. It's a whole group of performers. At first, the two could only spot the airborne auxiliary bot. After they got closer, they discovered a small band made up of a guitar, bass, and drums in the middle of the crowd. The guitarist was especially engrossed in the music, the blue color in her hair making her clearly stand out. Katya Klein! What the Katya's here? Holy shit! And she knows how to play the guitar. I didn't know. Oh my god. She's multi-talented. Life made Agave wait with her until the performance ended. After Katya handed her guitar to another member of the band, she noticed Life's icy face. She just like appears everywhere. What is she even doing here? Oh, you're here, Miss Champion. What are you doing here? That's what I want to know. What is she doing here? I was just enjoying my vacation when I learned this band was missing a guitarist. I came to help out. This isn't the time for jokes. You could be thrown in prison if you're caught sneaking into the city without an entry permit. I'm assuming she has one. Even if it's for the adjutant, you shouldn't sneak in here on your own. You sure are throwing around wild accusations, Miss Champion. Katya pulled out a blue card and waved it at Life. See? I applied for a tourist permit 5 years ago, and it just so happens it was recently approved. I came here to relax, since Ginu isn't at the company. Let me see. Life, this permit looks to be authentic. Sorry, I was wrong. So she really is just here on vacation? Now it's my turn to ask questions. Why isn't Ginu with you? He went to the Tower of Hanoi. That sounds familiar. I think the lead singer of the band just said her friend went there too. Interesting. Oh, the friend is Nozomi, isn't it? Are you going to go? Maybe, if I want to. You need to give men their alone time once in a while. Sirius is there too. Before Life even finished speaking, Katya's gaze shifted and she vanished in the blink of an eye. Oh man, the moment she realizes the adjutant is still with another woman, she is off. Didn't even say Ariga thanks. Let's keep moving. This was good. This is good. I like this. Katya, honestly speaking, I think Katya is probably right now she is the funniest character in the whole game as of right now. Did Katya just turn into a fragmented phantom? Oh wait, maybe did I not read that? Perhaps due to Life's overly calm reaction. They had walked through the crowd for a few minutes before Agave seemed to realize what had happened. Okay, there we go. You can see fragmented phantoms? Wait, she can? Yeah, my abilities have something to do with fragmentation too. But it's amazing she is able to fragment her entire body. Her ability is very helpful to the adjutant. But it's also dangerous. Dangerous? Please don't tell me she's gonna go to Lulu. The rest of your time belongs to me and me alone. Got it, Ginu? That does sound dangerous. I'll help you take care of those little girls in the way. Wow. How scary. That is scary. After seeing it twice already, Life had already gotten somewhat used to the odd, overly imaginative state her guide would sometimes become absorbed in. Oh, so that was Vidya's delusion. That makes sense. The Lulu child. The Lulu girl. Lady. Whatever. So when an airborne delivery bot came hurtling down toward Agave, Life, who was still struggling to move her injured body, unconsciously pushed her out of the way to safety. Holy shit! Amidst Agave's screams, the robot fell like a brick right in front of where she was standing. It broke into pieces with a loud, frightening sound. The next moment, similar crashing noises could be heard from all corners of the street. What's going on? Within seconds, the street was filled with broken delivery bots that had crashed from above. The crowd watching the performance had already dispersed. Otherwise, this aerial assault could have been much worse. Fortunately, it only caused a few shouts and curses. Patia's bikes the edge. What the? Yeah, I can see it. I can see her doing that. This does not surprise me. But still, what the fuck? You okay? There's never been a robot outage in New Hentiro on this level before. Did it have something to do with Ganges? What do you say? Before Life could finish her sentence, Agave interrupted her by grabbing onto her arm with a panicked expression. Life, listen to me. Let's stay away from Heartflow Garden for now. I'll take you to the closest safe house. No matter what, you can't leave. Wait for me there. What are you going to do? Is the adjutant in danger? Oh dear, let's not tell her the adjutant's in danger. An inexplicable chill ran down Agave's spine, causing her to shrink away. She began to regret what she had just said. Honestly speaking, Life seems fairly codependent on the adjutant right now, so I feel like any threat to the adjutant's life is going to cause her to overreact. I'm not sure, but Ganges controls all of the robots in the city. Gino went to the Tower of Hanoi, and now there's a problem with the robots. I'm worried something might have happened to him there. Life, Gino ordered me to protect you. I can't bring you along and put you at risk in your condition. I have to go. No, if you go, you're just gonna cause more problems. Like, injured people don't get in the way, please. Please don't go. Are you even listening to me? Fine. In that case, you can see for yourself. So many enemies. I can't hold on. Wait, is she having a hallucination? No. I still haven't found Ginu. Intense exhaustion and dizziness caused Life's vision to blur. A chill she hadn't felt for a long time spread through her body until her consciousness froze. Life clutched her chest, uncontrollably breathing in and out in quick succession, as if she had just been rescued from drowning. She was still standing on the street, and the unbearable pain she had just felt seemingly disappeared in an instant. Agave stood solemnly in front of her. She reached out, wrapping a light string around her finger and weaving it intricately into a small frame. Agave looked to be suffering, gasping for air just like Life. Do you understand? If you insist on putting yourself in danger, this is going to become a reality. So what is her power? I feel like her power, it has something to do with imagination, which is why she is so delusional, but like, what is it exactly? Yep, that's what I was thinking. I don't know for sure though. I don't know how it works exactly.
No!
The environment
what?
changed into a snowy plain in an instant. I can even feel a drop in temperature.
Here's another familiar sight.
I think my arm is frozen.
Please, get out of my way! I did it too.
Boom.
It's fine. I have more. Oh. I did it too. Objective complete. All recorded.
I will say, being able to affect illusions does sort of
Lost
fit
anymore.
her personality as a delusional
Can I really
director.
keep this?
I think she's a director for movies at some point, or she becomes one at some point. I think that's what it is. Boom. Whoop.
I did it too.
Now where to? This way? Ah, yep, down there. I see now. Whoop.
We're sitting ducks out in the open here. Excuse me, coming through. Stick close to me. Let's hide inside the building. Can I really keep this?
That's not where I wanted to go. Nope, I guess we want to go up here.
Oh,
Ow. Whoop.
I won't feel lost anymore.
No. That's it, right? Keep going.
Objective
So we want
complete.
to
All
go
recorded.
this way.
Can I really keep this?
Yeah, this basically looks like the Oswell Steel Mill area from the last chapter.
Stay calm, Cirrus. You can do this. It's fine. I have more. Someone must be missing these.
Well, whatever. He's gone. There's no way he's gonna survive this.
Won't feel lost anymore.
Bum 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 bum. Brr.
Hey! Want another round?
I do want another round. I do. We're not gonna have one though. After we hid in the crumbling building, the gunfire outside gradually subsided. It seems like those programmed enemies don't want to pursue us. They just stay in a fixed location. As long as we stay out of their line of sight, they won't attack. So they're just weak mobs? Basically, that sounds like a good explanation. But there are so many. There are a lot. Looking out from the window on the second floor, we could see enemies wandering all over the snowfield. Several more were still hiding behind buildings. Even more strange, those enemies composed of data would suddenly disappear or reappearing seconds later, just like ghostly phantoms. In the worst case scenario, it was possible those enemies could regenerate an unlimited amount. That would make it difficult for us to make any progress. Let's rest here for now. I looked over at Cirrus. He seemed hesitant to say anything since we entered the snowfield realm. Cirrus? What are you thinking? Cirrus nodded faintly, stood up from the corner in which she was sitting, then walked closer to me. Remember how I said I felt like we were being watched? I don't think I was imagining it. What makes you say that? I saw something when we left the last realm. I didn't see it. I saw myself on the glass wall of a building. You know what? Looking at it like this, that is a mighty fine design. I approve. Your reflection? No, I think it was a projection of me. The expression on her face was different from mine. I mean, she seemed really sad. I wanted to call out to you to wait for a minute, but the projection had already disappeared when I looked back. So I'm not sure if I was imagining things, or if it's just a problem with my memories again. But if it's true, I think Ganges has been watching us since we entered the realm. Ganges? I expected Sirius to claim our enemies on the former board were spying on us, but she actually provided a different explanation. Why do you think it's Ganges? You mean, you think Ganges sees us as intruders now? She didn't answer. It wasn't that she was considering my question, she just simply had her attention someplace else. Teacher? What? Teacher? Is this a flashback? How beautiful. Is that the stars? The stars? Did Ganges calculate the position of these stars? Elderly female voice. Is this... Who's this? Yes. A sky like this doesn't exist in reality. However, it is still consistent with the laws of physics and is just as beautiful. Cirrus, you need to remember something. Even if you find yourself in a completely unfamiliar world, there will always be something that can guide you. Cirrus raised her head, following the old woman's gaze. A particularly bright star in the middle of the sky stood out. Which star is that? I understand, teacher. Wait, what? Cirrus raised her head with a puzzled expression, and what she said left me confused. I couldn't help feeling shocked for a moment. I'm a little shocked. Strange. I think I remembered something just now about a star? Cirrus furrowed her brow, deep in thought. For some time, she shook her head. It's okay. Don't push yourself. To be honest, I felt like Cirrus had been a little off ever since we entered the realm. Maybe this illusion, being so close to reality, was mentally taxing for her. Rafnar, it's good to see you. You did indeed finally catch me online. I hope you're having a good Friday. I'm just wearing my voice out, reading. Or perhaps, no. It was better not to consider such an outlandish possibility for now. I couldn't let myself lose my composure. Hey, come down here and take a look. Oh boy, Nozomi's found something. Suddenly, Nozomi's voice sounded excitedly from below. It sounded like she had turned up the volume on the auxiliary bot's speaker. What good thing could have happened at a time like this? Cirrus and I glanced at one another before getting up and walking down the stairs. Seeing something good? What do we got here? Oh boy! Oh boy. Oh boy. Huh. So it would be wonderful if we could help each other out. Damn. Oh man. I know who this is. As we turned the corner, I spotted a petite woman with black hair standing at the door. She smiled as she spoke, and several guards stood behind her. Her appearance and actions were reminiscent of a young model. Each one of her movements was exceedingly composed. While I was lost in thought, she had already noticed my and Cirrus's footsteps. As she slowly raised her head, our eyes met. How could I describe her expression? Astonishment, suspicion, fury, and maybe even a trace of fear. These complex emotions flashed across her face, leaving only a smile in the end. Behind me, Cirrus took a moment to catch a clear glimpse of this visitor, letting out a gasp when she saw her face. Yep, it's Pi. How have you been, Adjutant? I want to respond. I'm hoping it's suitably witty. Your body looks pretty strong, Director Pi. This woman who had suddenly appeared, codenamed Pi, was the former board member we had been searching for. After the 5th Research Institute incident, I saw a picture of Pi, one of the culprits, in Director Tao's files. She looked much younger than the others. Way too much younger. Of course, I had no doubt that was part of her disguise. You must be kidding, child. Thanks to you, I'm no longer a director. You're very welcome. It's nothing much. You're welcome. You guys know each other? Nozomi and MODOK clearly sensed the tension between us, and they simultaneously stepped back toward me. That's a good idea, smart people. Glad you realize. We're old friends. Yeah, fuck no. Tao smiled as she smoothed her hair, then looked back at me again. The leader of the Heimdall force, the containment zone's hero. After running north to handle the mess in Yarus, you have set your sights on Kuru now. There aren't any Titans in New Hensiro. Don't you think this is an overreach for the Heimdall force? Heimdall's targets aren't limited to Titans. You know why I'm here, Director Pi. In fact, you're the one hiding out here, doing everything in your power to stop us. And now you voluntarily shown yourself. What are you scheming? That's right, she would not just appear unless she had absolute... And so, I definitely think she needs something, which is to find Genghis. And she somehow is going to try to rope us into helping her. Stop you? Pi's eyes narrowed as if she heard something she wasn't expecting. You don't think I was behind those monsters outside, do you? I fucking do. What are you trying to say? They're part of the realm. In other words, they are its immune system. But you and I, Pi tapped her chest with her slender fingers, then pointed at me. We are simply viruses from the outside. That's why we were hunted down and trapped here. That's not true. There's never been something like that in the realm. It wouldn't make monsters like that. No, there's actually a possibility it is. You're too young. You don't understand Ganges at all, child. These monsters certainly wouldn't exist under normal circumstances, but they have a reason to take out intruders when Ganges feels threatened. If this continues, I'm afraid you all will destroy the realm. What are you talking about? You're the one destroying the realm. That's right. Ganges was experiencing problems before we entered the realm. Your accusation is just untrue. I bet next you'll claim that you have nothing to do with the out-of-control service bots in the city. Those robots aren't related to this. But something is clear. After you all entered and found a way to break the restrictions set by the realm, it has begun to collapse. Well, shit. This will do much more damage to Ganges than I ever could. The real question is she lying or is she telling the truth? And even if she's lying, every great lie has a kernel of truth within it. And once Ganges starts experiencing problems, the entirety of New Hentiro will cease to exist. I was worried I might be blamed, so I decided to find you. You're really twisting the truth. Regardless of whether I'm twisting the truth, your adjutant knows what's going on. Do I? Or is he willing to put the lives of everyone in New Hentiro on the line to prove his innocence? She's trying to trap me. So I think she was actually responsible, but by doing this, she's basically trapping me into working with her. Cirrus is angry. I reached out and stopped Cirrus, shaking my head. Using lofty excuses to cover up her wrongdoing and forcing other people to prove themselves. As a former director, I knew exactly what she was doing. There was no point in arguing over anyone's innocence at a time like this. Whoever made it out alive would be the only ones able to speak for themselves. Just tell us what you want. Wasting time isn't advantageous for either of us. It's simple. Let's work together, not in your fucking life. Is what I want to say. I do. I just want to be like, fuck you, lady. This transcendent said you all need to continue on ahead, but I just want to get out of here. That's a lie. Let's handle the monsters around here together. Then you guys let me go and continue on. Cringe? Is that Cringe-Cider? Is that how you say your name? Also, welcome. You are the first person on X to chat in my stream this time. I usually don't get many people on X actually chatting. I think a few just come and go. Anyway, I hope you're having a good Friday. We're playing Containment Zone. This is my break time. Yeah, I don't like this girl. The lady. I guess since she's actually way older than she looks, it'd be fine to call her a hag. A loli baba. Don't be so hasty. Put your gun down, little girl. Hatred is the most blinding emotion, as well as the strongest. Happiness is brief, and sadness fades with time. Only hatred grows with each passing day, continuing to live on after death. Is she a follower of Korn? Next thing you'll know, she'll be saying blood for the blood god. When I was kicked out of Yggdrasil, I dreamed of killing Tau and all of you on the Heimdall Force. But there is only one thing that transcends hatred, allowing the murderer and the victim to make peace. You know what it is? Bit of a first. You know what? It's pretty decent. I will say the earlier chapters are a little rough. Like chapters 1 through 10 are rough. But if you start playing it, you're going to start closer to the end game. So when I started playing the game, they dropped me into chapter 14, part 2. Kind of a long time, like kind of really late end game. But it's got its upsides and its downsides. Its upsides when you start off near the end is that the adjutant is really cool. And the girls are all in a relationship with him. The downside is that you have no fucking idea how this happened, who these characters are, or why you should care. So, but the gameplay is really fun. And the story, I really enjoy the story. So I am going to give this my thumbs up and recommendation for you, Cringe-Cider. Cringe-Cider. Especially if you are an enjoyer of culture. If you enjoy culture, you will like this game. Oh, she's fucking delusional. Look at that smile. Ooh. Ooh, that's a nasty smile. That's creepy. Self-interest. And she's not wrong. Dear God, I don't want to be anywhere near this girl. We are both in this predicament. None of us want to be stuck here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Looking at that smile. Whoosh. Hideous. You want to work together? Pie, you really want to do that? Acting all pretentious every time you start to feel guilty? Huh. Did you learn that from Tao? As for whether you can defeat those monsters without me, be my guest. I'll wait for your decision up ahead. Yeah, I don't want to work with this. I get the feeling we're gonna work with her anyways because we got no choice, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Mr. Adjutant, is everything that woman said true? People always select the facts that are most beneficial to themselves. That way, they can better persuade their opponent without lying. I think it's true that she's trapped here, and her only option is working with us. Of course, that's fair. Full fan service experience. Yes. And that's kind of how you need to treat this one. Snowbreak's story is not nearly as complex as Nikkei's story. I will say it's not as basic as I feel a lot of people will take it. Like, it's a genuinely good story. But they definitely, especially after chapter 11, and I'm on chapter 12 right now, so after chapter 11, though, I'm not going to give spoilers, but after chapter 11, the story takes a much more harem master of love approach to the storytelling. But they still have some decently complex themes in here that I feel are comparable to Nikkei, but definitely do not take this as another Nikkei. Treat it like a fan service game, for sure. But another truth she left out is that she obviously forced Gengis into activating its defense system. That's why so many monsters have shown up. She had something to do with the activities Cirrus investigated before. The out-of-control robots in the city, and the squad in the Tower of Hanoi Hall. So you're saying she invaded Gengis, and now that Gengis is punishing her, she wants our help? How shameless. I agree, fucking serious. You tell them that is shameless as fuck. She's only interested in helping herself. If we help her escape, she might cause even more trouble later on. Modak Scott, he's on the right path. She's definitely gonna cause issues for us. But if she was telling the truth, Are we going to be stuck here if we don't help her? I have a feeling we don't need her help. But we're probably going to have to help her either. Adjutant, we can't trust her. Of course not. I rubbed Cirrus's head, looking in the direction Pi left in. Cirrus is getting her head pats. Cirrus is getting a lot of daily head pats. I was sure that woman had ulterior motives. She was either trying to use us to get herself out of trouble, or she was luring us into a trap. I mean, you're not going to have that many dudes in this game. And so, but they're all outside of the adjutant. All of the male characters are NPCs who appear very briefly. But they do have good designs. If I really decided to work with her, it wouldn't be for any personal benefit. It would be for information. We needed more information to discover her true purpose. For a second, I thought my cat was over there. The place Pi went to wasn't far from our location. After taking care of the monsters along the way, we soon spotted her. Yep. Now, and the Snowbreak devs definitely know their target audience at this point. I think you can ask Cal and Tin Can. I think they're still on here. You can ask them about it, a bit more about it, because they know way better than I do. Them. So Cal Liapen, Hagi Neko, and Tin Can know a lot more about this game than I do. But basically, like, the first 10 chapters, they tried to go the serious route for the game. And when the game began failing, they shifted their focus to the more harem route. And essentially that saved the game. So while Snowbreak isn't as big as, say, Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail or Nikkei, by finding their target audience, they did do it. They're doing a very good job now. She and her bodyguard stood on the ice that formed after the sea froze over. Even though they were out in the open, the monsters here strangely ignored them. It was as if there was an invisible wall separating them. Thought it over. Spotting us approach, Pi waved her hand. The bodyguards next to her suddenly transformed into data blocks, then immediately reformed as monsters on the snowfield. Yep, having the loyal fan base is what matters the most, I think. For anything, really. You know, I wouldn't be a full-time writer if I didn't have my loyal readers who actually really enjoy my stuff. So, and Cal's got it right. After the stuff that happened during 2.3, the devs... Oh, so 2.3, no more male NPCs. What chapter is 2.3? And what happened during 2.3? You got me curious now, Cal. What did you do? Calm down. They're just like those monsters, made up of data in the realm. Is this how you intend to handle the monsters? She was able to manipulate the data in the realm herself, so there is no reason she should be trapped here. Director Pi, that doesn't seem like something you should be able to do. This is Genghis' power, obviously. How would it be able to handle the defense system otherwise? But this is only a small part of Genghis' power. I can't create more data monsters. Fans of Secret. There's a sabotage by the writer. Got so bad that they had to rewrite the whole... Holy shit. So wait. the writer tried to sabotage the game, like the person who was writing the script. Oh. I'm sure you discovered the monsters here will regenerate, indiscriminately attacking anyone. Remember how I said Ganges' defense system is similar to an immune system? I'll have these monsters attack the outside monsters to trigger the defense system's reaction. The monsters will all gather around here. Oh yeah, that boo-boo is kind of a product of that too. Sequence of... You guys have me so freaking curious right now. Okay, so the writer that was doing this, the Sands of Secrets, wasn't the main writer who was at the time doing Hearts in Harmony. And this writer, this secondary writer, tried to sabotage the game. Something like that? I'd be curious to look up. That's wild. That's crazy. Then, if you defeat them all, you can temporarily paralyze the defense system. So we can just keep moving ahead and you'll leave? At this point, it doesn't matter if you don't believe me. At worst, we'll all just die here together. Don't lie to her, Pi. You're just like Omega. You value your own life above anything else. Aren't you well aware of that? Why are you hesitating? She's going to go back on her word, Adjutant. I'm fairly certain of that too. That was true. She would have to wait until we were all safe to do so. And when that happened, I would be the one with a surprise. Oh. The Adjutant is a lot more proactive in this. Like, just comparing what I've seen so far to Chapter 11, like, he is way more proactive. Looks like we have a deal. Then, I wish you all luck. May the odds ever be in your favor. An indigo shadow shuffled over the snowfield like a wolf hunting its prey. Becoming fragmented made things too easy for her, both in reality and in the realm. This is Katya. This is definitely Katya. She effortlessly dissolved and vanished, only to then reappear somewhere else. The second she entered the Tower of Hanoi, cleanup team lying on the ground had her on high alert. After going into the realm, she was even more sure that the person on her mind was in danger. Holy shit, dude. So the story... So characters were behaving out of character. And I'm assuming they were causing, like, massive amounts of drama in-game. You got me curious, though. I wonder who was going to be Boo Boo at the time. Like, the character that was going to be Boo Boo. I wonder who that was. I'm assuming they might have been trying to make a man. Part of it was, yeah, compared to a prostitute and see... Wow. I mean, not similarly to the word for that instance. Okay. Oh, so China hates... I mean, to be fair, I hate NTR. Like, I don't... I don't know that many people who actually like NTR. I know a few who do, but not that many. So, and I think in a game like this... Female showed up in the story. I can go find her instance, her art. And I could probably find... You know what? Actually, I would be really grateful if you did find her art. Man, that's so wild. That's so wild. So were they so Yao is compared to a prostitute. Why would Yao of all people be compared to a prostitute? That's weird. Like she is the least likely person to strike me as someone like that. That's kind of crazy. The deeper she went, the more intense the foreboding feeling in her gut grew. Finally, after dashing up a hill, she saw hundreds of monsters rushing toward a single point like a flood. In the center of the crowd, his figure was clearly visible. Could be worse. Focuses. Yeah. Were they gonna pull Yuri on us? Careful! I guarded Cirrus behind me, then struck a monster trying to attack her with a backhanded punch. Cha! I know Kung Fu. As the monster shattered to pieces, several others glared at me, roaring and moving closer. After my pistol had run out of bullets, I could only rely on hand-to-hand combat. Cirrus took care of the powerful enemies, while Modak and I took care of the others. As for Nozomi, she was working hard to report how many monsters we had already defeated. We couldn't keep this up for long. Even though it wasn't too difficult to defeat them, we were expending too much energy. Ugh. The moment I helped Cirrus fight off the enemies, Modak let out a pained groan. I turned to see him fall to the ground, gripping his right arm. After all, no one in New Hentiro had any combat experience. Holding out for this long was already no small feat. I ducked and dodged my way over to him. After knocking back the monster next to him, I dragged him back behind me and Cirrus. Oh, we'll pull that up right now then. We'll go into Discord. We're going to Gamer Chat. Oh, she's cute. I'm a little sad they don't have her. But she does, I can see, I think she's kind of got a similarity to Boo Boo in her design, so. And her boobs aren't as big. Boo Boo had a massive rack. Okay. So this was the original Boo Boo before Boo Boo. She does have a very cute design. When I looked up again, I spotted a monster rushing toward me. Before I knew it, it was right in front of me. And thus Katya Klein comes to the rescue. I was startled by the sound of something metallic slicing through the air. As the monster in front of me fell down, a familiar smell wafted in my nostrils. What? So we recognize Katya by smell? You're getting better and better at messing with people, Jinu. Huh. Good thing you made it. Katya? No time for questions right now. Let's go. Yeah! One of the best girls of the game. We got her now. This way, this way, this way. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Womp, womp. Womp, 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 womp.
Ready? Let's go.
I think it's just Katya's
Let's
natural perfume. She just naturally smells hot.
Let's go. No more fun to be had
Stage intel. During combat, enemies will continuously appear through the portals. The number of portals will gradually increase as well. Okay. Enemies will prioritize moving toward the defense area. When an enemy takes damage, it will stop and counterattack. After a certain amount of time passes without taking damage, the enemy continues moving toward the defense area. So, warning, when enemies enter the defense area, they will increase the destruction value and then disappear. If the destruction value... Okay, so basically we have to destroy these enemies before they come over here.
I think we're surrounded.
doesn't mean they have the upper hand.
Okay, here we go.
Katya, we still need to exercise caution.
I'll give you points. You just protect the adjutant. I'll look after the Tin Man and Virtual Girl over here.
Tin Man and Virtual Girl, huh?
Let's hold
We're
on to
gonna
this.
do this now. Yeah, Katya's stupid overpowered. I don't think they're gonna get anywhere near here with her.
Can we blow up the passage in the middle?
None of these roads are real. It's useless trying to destroy them.
Oh, right, that's the Tin Man.
Run while you still can.
Yeah, so as far as that plays, I've only played Nikkei. I didn't realize Blue Archive
give
was
you
so
points for
similar to
bravery.
that.
Let's hold on to this.
But yes, this is very differently. You
This
move
will be
around
a
and
good
you shoot
warm-up.
things. Also, you have, you know, like any other gacha game, you have your special attacks, your skills, your ultimate attacks, and you can use, like,
Stars back on
these.
stage.
You have, like, certain attacks. Oh, I'm frozen. Where you can change your characters. In some
I'll
ways...
try not to
Oh, shit.
disappoint.
I let them go through there. Damn it. I gotta protect that. That was not good.
This will be a good warm-up.
They got through. And we're gonna do the alt 1, because that, oh, can't switch operatives.
Let's go. No more
There.
fun to be had here. Let's hold on to this.
What is the portal? Activate the portal. So 5 out of 25 enemies breached it.
Not even encrypted.
That's not good. I did. I got the. It's not just that I got distracted. I also didn't realize there were enemies coming from the other side.
Perhaps an explosion large enough could lead the enemies away.
We don't need you to play the hero yet. And besides, the adjutant would never agree.
That's right.
You just couldn't help yourself, could you, Ganges? You've exposed your location. You can't escape.
Negative. I have no intention to attempt escape.
It depends on what you want. You know, I think Japanese voice actors usually put more emotion
too
into their
easy.
acting than their English counterparts. But when I play games, I usually prefer the English voice acting over Japanese. And when it comes to anime, it's usually an offshoot. I'll choose both if I have the option for both and just go with whichever one I like, which is normally the Japanese voices. I will say that because this is a Chinese game, you know, the Japanese voice acting is not the original. You know, if you want the original, you'd go for the Chinese voices. But I don't know. I don't know how good Chinese voice acting is, if I'm being honest. What the? Katya slowly put away her crossbow and glanced around. Yep, they got everything. So I will say English voices, it's usually like a 50-50 chance that the character's voice, that the voice actor's voice will match the character. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the... I don't dislike the language, but it's not my favorite. The Chinese language sounds odd to me. And I can't even begin to comprehend it. Nothing against language personally, just very, very difficult for me. After that burst of brilliant light, the monster... I missed something, didn't I? Katya, glance around. Okay. After that burst of brilliant light, the monsters covering the snowfield disappeared in an instant. Not even data blocks were left behind. Is Dynasty Warriors a Chinese game? Like, I know it's set in, like, the Three Kingdoms era China, but I honestly thought it was a Japanese game. Adjutant, are you okay? Cirrus was breathing heavily, her face red. She slowly walked over to me with her head lowered. I'm sorry. It seems like that woman escaped in the chaos. Oh yeah. She went after Ganges, as I thought. It's okay. That's not surprising. I wrapped one of Cirrus's arms around my shoulder to support her, looking for somewhere I could take her to rest. But the height difference between us was still pretty big. After thinking about it, I decided to carry her on my back. She only grunted softly, as if she wanted to say something, but she kept it to herself in her exhaustion. That would have been the perfect moment for a bridal carry, I'm just saying. You look as strong as ever. What's that? I ignored Katya as she rolled her eyes, walking toward an open space nearby. Just then, Nozomi's auxiliary bot also landed. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow. What's going on? Mr. Adjutant, those monsters all just collapsed at once. Ganges must be fighting back. It looks like that might be the case. It came to help us itself. Does that mean Ganges isn't actually experiencing any serious issues? It could be because there were too many monsters here, so its system had no choice but to deal with them. Nah, man. Adjutant doesn't seem like the type to care about whether they were alone or not. I think he'd just do it in front of everybody. It's just a missed opportunity. I'll be honest, one of my favorite tropes of all time is public displays of affection and the reactions that everybody has to them. I write those a lot in my books. Be warned, you guys, my light novels are filled with PDA. I found an area without any snow to put Cirrus down. I then sat down next to her so she could lean on my shoulder. After some time, her rapid breathing gradually slowed and she fell asleep. Oh, Nozomi, you seen Modak? I looked around, glancing at Nozomi. I asked this in a low voice. Yeah, it seems like he disappeared with that burst of light just now. Hopefully you can play the current event story before the patch ends. So, patch end doesn't end for like 52 days, right? I think I should have enough time. I'll plow through this. But come on, don't worry. Ganges is helping us out, right? It must have discovered that Modak was hurt and taken him out of here. I hope that's the case. I don't think that's the case. What's our next move? Katya walked over, squatting in front of me and hugging her knees. Wittingly or unwittingly, her blue eyes wandered all over my body. Ooh, is she stripping me naked? With her eyes? What are you looking at? I'm checking to see if my darling Genu lost any limbs after sneaking into the lion's den. She was implying she wanted to know what happened. I sorted through all the information in my mind and told her the story so far. 3 days, I think. You have 1 month, so yeah, no need to rush. Mia's just a pretty funny character. You know what? I remember the DM, Mia being the DM in the previous special chapter, and she was hilarious. So I'm really looking forward to her. Like even the opening even the opening sequence when you first open the game, she's got the best one so far, I think. You actually agreed to work with a former director, and you let her get away. Katya suddenly got closer, moving next to my ear like an agile feline. She then let out a breathy laugh. I know that's what you told these two, you big, fat liar. She knows me too well. Why so tense? Does me saying that while she's sleeping make you feel guilty? I grabbed onto her fingers that were holding my temple, shook my head, and placed my finger on her lips. Ooh, this is the second time I've done that. I must like placing my finger on her lips. Before we figure out our opponent's plan, just play dumb for my sake. For my sake. You suspended my research and dissolved my team without authorization, and now you're saying it was for my sake? So this is Urza. This is Urza. Urza, the realms are my project, and you are my daughter. I knew it. Pi is Urza. Pi is Urza. That's gotta be it. I'm more aware than anyone that you have been obsessed with designing realms since you were little. You're just like Tao. Once you have a goal, you'll do anything to reach it. Then you should know what my research means to me. Urza could feel her vision gradually blurring. Her emotional tears began streaming out uncontrollably, filling her eyes. She was now somewhat grateful that Kalpana suggested they lie down and watch the stars while talking. They couldn't see each other's expressions, and she didn't have to hide her embarrassment. I told you a long time ago that these realms are, and always will be, civilian technology. Just look at the research you have been conducting recently. Immersive shooting practice, interrogation technology, battlefield simulations. Do you want to sell this tech to the military and start another war? The war in Yerus has already been raging for 5 years. Do you want Kuru to follow suit? You're so naive, Mom. You think the officials who have been investigating in the realms all these years aren't thinking the exact same thing? After Tao left, the realms wouldn't have survived this long if I hadn't brought them on board. I'll figure something out myself. Please, Mom. If we don't negotiate with them while we have the upper hand, we'll never get this chance again. Please. Oh, man. Mother-daughter dispute. No! Is Cirrus Urza? Was I wrong? This is Cirrus Urza? That's gotta be it. Okay. I might have been wrong. Pi might not be Urza. It might be Cirrus. Cirrus suddenly awoke from her dream. She almost smacked into my chest after suddenly raising her head. She stared at me with a dazed expression. After a moment, she snapped back to reality and cuddled up to me again, as if she only just noticed she was safely lying in my arms. Adjutant, where's everyone else? Don't worry. Katya and Nozomi are looking for the portal out of this realm. The nearby monsters have all disappeared, so they should be able to find it in no time. I'm back! Before I could even finish speaking, I heard Nozomi's trademark high-pitched voice. Her white auxiliary bot circled overhead before slowly stopping in front of Cirrus and me. You found the portal? Yep, it's super close. It's in the canyon up ahead. I saw it clear as day after flying up in the air. Nozomi proudly patted her chest. After all, She was the only one of us who could take flight anytime, anywhere. And I saw some footprints in the snow in front of the portal. That woman Pi must have gone in before us. Didn't she say she was going to leave? Why is she still going deeper? When she heard Pi's whereabouts mentioned, Cirrus rushed to stand up. However, she fell back into my arms due to her fatigue. Don't try to be strong. Let's figure out a plan after Katya gets back. Okay. She bit her lip, took a deep breath, and raised her head to look at me with an anxious expression. I knew it. She lied to us. She must be after Ganges for some reason. We have to stop her. If she does something to Ganges before life's treatment... Comfort her. We're gonna comfort her. Our goal has never been to stop her. Our goal has always been to keep moving ahead ourselves, right? I'm worried. Worried about what? I'm worried Pi is going to trick you and hurt you. I'm worried that we came all the way to New Hentiro and prepared so much for life's treatment only for it to... That isn't going to happen. Don't worry. Adjutant? She looks like she's pouting. To protect all of you, I'll be even worse, crueler, and more evil than our enemies. No schemes or tricks can hurt me or any of you. Wow. Wow. When did the adjutant get Riz? No, that's not right. I don't want you to be like that, adjutant. I turned a deaf ear to her soft mumbling. It was a truly uncomfortable image. Fortunately, Katya came back just in time to interrupt our conversation. We followed Nozomi down the path for a few minutes until the canyon she mentioned appeared in front of us. It was very reminiscent of the Canyon of the Perished in Yaris. Steep cliffs cut across the path ahead, leaving only a narrow passage. Thick snow sat atop the cliffs on both sides. Occasionally, chunks of snow would slough off, making heavy, muffled sounds as they hit the ground. A familiar portal glowed dimly, waiting for us to activate it. Huh! What is it? I was just thinking. It's a good thing those monsters were taken care of. If they ambushed us here, it could be bad. Oh, she spoke way too soon. Before she could finish speaking, a loud, booming sound instantly overwhelmed her voice. The once silent canyon began to rumble, as if it was going to swallow us up. Lady, do you not know karma? Nozomi quickly covered her mouth, but the loud noise didn't cease with her movement. An avalanche? No, it's an earthquake. Oh, shit. Is the ground gonna split? My body leapt into action before my mind had time to react. I wrapped one arm around the nearly collapsed Cirrus, grabbed Nozomi's auxiliary bot, then firmly stomped my right foot on the ground. Run! The portal wasn't far off, but every step was a struggle. It was times like these when I really envied Katya. She used her fragmented form to bypass everything, rushing straight ahead as if she were running on flat ground. Cirrus followed me closely, using her screen to protect us. We could only hear rocks of varying sizes crashing down on us like rain. We were just steps away. When we saw the portal was within reach, we jumped through it one after another. Does one of them not make it? Oh good, we made it. We heard something that sounded like glass shattering. The deafening sound stopped as we made our way through the portal and into another realm without any issue. Where are we now? The realm in front of us wasn't much better than the one we had just escaped from. This is a blood-red sky, dyed the land and sea crimson, and the air seemed to be stagnant. We were standing on a large grassy expanse. There was no sign of life whatsoever. Unlike the first two realms, which were based on real places, this world had an incredibly dangerous and alarming aura. Looks like the aftermath of an apocalypse. Nozomi was already hiding behind me, seemingly unconsciously speaking in a quiet voice. Hi. Cirrus clenched her hands as she stared into the distant sky, shouting in a deep voice. She rarely let out her anger openly like this, and we all fell silent for a moment. If I was stronger, I wouldn't have wasted so much time. It's not your fault, Cirrus. Of course it wasn't her fault, but that sudden earthquake in the realm nearly collapsing. Everything was urging us to hurry up. I still had lingering doubt in the back of my mind. What was Pai's true goal? If she really didn't create the monsters in this realm, then instead of saying she was impeding our progress, it would be more accurate to say she was chasing us, forcing us forward. Damn. Yeah, so really quickly, let me see how much time I have for the event. I've got 32 days. So, supposing I finish this within, I'll probably finish this tomorrow, because it's been 3 hours. So, supposing I finish each of these, yeah, a little over a month. Supposing I finish chapter 13, you know, if we do each of these, we say chapters, the special chapter, Suspense in Skytopia and Operation Midnight. If we do each of those in 2 days, it'll take 6 days. And then we go from New Hentiro to Shuojo 1. And then we're back here. And I probably won't do Shuojo 2, Velocia's Story, or, Resurgent Journey. So I'll probably save those for another stream, and I'll stick to Beyond Elysium. Yeah, I'll probably do Beyond Elysium before I do any of the rest of this, just because we've already done Shuojo 2. So I'll finish these 2 chapters in roughly, so, about 9 days. I think I can finish these in 9 days, and then I'll have plenty of time to do Beyond Elysium. So real quick, let's grab everything we can. Grab the Fiber Axion. Those are really important.
Maybe I'll help you pick out something useful too.
Oh, thank you so much. Can't grab the quantum cells, sadly. Is there anything else here that I can grab? No, I do not have enough for that. I think that's about it. I think that's all I can really get here. And these are the limited time outfits, if I'm not mistaken. Indomitable Charm. Details. That is a charming outfit. And Enduring Valor, let's see this one. This one's Yao. So basically, they're like half dressed.
Sometimes I get the urge to just buy everything.
So I'd have to buy the monthly pass.
Sometimes
Okay.
I get the urge to just buy everything.
Of course you do. Here we go. Battle-worn versions. Yep, I noticed that. They had some battle damage done to them. Alright. So, I think we're making good progress. I might come back on here again to play by myself just to do the operations. I've been doing these to get... I've been doing the mind refinement, the arms hub, and dispatch in order to get some of these, like this. I've been doing these ones, the abandoned arena. I don't think I'm at quite a high enough level to do some of these though. So you got all the battle damage outfits. Damn, bruh. Yep, and I will probably also do some of the event things. So like I think right now, the only things I can do: Divergent Outpost, and Nexus of Life, and then Joint Purge. Supreme Battlegrounds. Where's that? Still not quite enough for her Cherry Blast, sadly. Yeah, well, so the joint purge is a lot like the neural connection, the neural thing, right? This one. Yeah, 26 of those. So we're not going to do the main story. We're going to exit the game. Alright. We're back to our regular 3-hour stream. I have more work to do, unfortunately. Hit downscale level. Okay. So it's probably better to do a joint one. I think. Maybe. I don't know. But I will be heading out today. I'll be heading out now that we've done my 3-hour stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Kagi Neko.
Been one of our codes.
Kagi Neko, Tin Can, Rafnar, Babies, Cal, and Cringe Asider. Thank you for hopping in. I appreciate it. Thank you. You as well. Have a good one, you guys. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. No, it's always fun talking to you, and you're all very knowledgeable about this game. So I like that. I like that I have people who can sort of fill me in on the details. But I will see you all later. Have a great day. And I won't be on. It's Friday, so I won't be on tomorrow. Wednesday, I think weekends are going to be my days off. So I will see you all next Monday, unless you're on my Discord. If you want, feel free to, if you're not already in my Discord, let me grab the... No, I sent a link a little while ago, but I'll pop it in here just at the end. And you want to keep chatting, feel free to join the Discord. I know some of you are already on here. So, and Tin Can has been helping me on here with Snowbreak by giving me a crap ton of tutorials. Like he went above and beyond. I don't know if you can, let me see if I can show it here. Like, you got here, like all this information on like how to play Snowbreak. It's really amazing. Like this is comprehensive stuff. And I've been going through this in order to get the best I can. Like the most out of this game that I can. All right, but I am now heading out. I'm for real heading out now. FR, I'm going. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday.
Say I'm craving hope in this darkness. You say I'm just a joke, just a joke. Shivers my spine so bad. Swimming in the river takes too much. I'm trying to let go of us, but the truth is what's really your us. My darling, in fire. My darling, rose in fire. You're a liar. You say, my darling, rose in fire. In fire. You say, my darling, rose in fire. You're a liar. Shivers my spine so cold, so swimming in the rivers, swimming in the rivers. I'm trying to let go of us, but go of us, really you want when I close